Hi, this is Amber with Prairie Quilt, and I wanted to talk to you about my favorite tool, the Stripology. Some of you know about it already. It helps you cut strips straight and accurate because of the slots and the way that it's made. So this is the original, and it's 20 inches, and some people had problems with it not being tall enough on the cut. So Creative Grids came out with their new one, the Stripology Squared, and it has a few different lines on it, which we're going to talk about. But they made it longer so you don't have to lose your cutting on the end. So this is the squared, and if you will notice, we're going to put a block under here, they have different lines. These black lines right here are on the full inch, and the white ones are on the ½ inch. This ruler lets you square up your blocks easier than anything else that you're going to use. So when you have a block, if you're wanting to say 4½ inch it, this white line, because it's on the white, the halves, you're going to line those up with your seams that you made so that you know that it's in the center. You find both of your 4½ inch cuts here, so the 4 and the 8½, and you're going to cut it off. And then you're going to rotate it, and you know the bottom piece is already straightened out, so you'll line that up. Again, line up your seams with the white line. Find your 4½s and cut again, and your block is perfectly squared. The other good thing about the Stripologies, both of them, is because of the slits that it has in the middle for your cutting. When you have some built up fabric in the middle of a block, there's no teeter-tottering, it just goes right along with your fabric. Okay, so the original purpose of this is for strip cutting. If you'll notice down here, they have it pre-marked. The square is pre-marked for 2½ inch strips, so you don't have to do any math. You just hit every square if you're wanting 2½ inch strips. The stars are marked at 1½, the same thing, so you don't have to do any math on those because they're widely used. So if you notice on that, everything is on the 1 inch and the 1½ inch cuts. However, Creative Grids, because they are so fantastic, gave you a cutting increment chart already mapped out, so you don't have to do any math if you need 1/4 inch cuts. So to do this, if you wanted the 1 1/4 inch strips, we're going to do that. Okay, so to do the 1/4 inch increments, you're going to take your fabric, and this is for any strip that you're going to do, and it's still on the fold from when you bought it at our store. You're going to fold it in half like this with the fold towards you. Then you place this on top, and if you'll notice here, it starts at 0. You're always going to want to start your cut at 0 when doing strips. So we're going to line up the bottom of the fold with the line here. You could go up further because they made it so much longer, but I will do that here. And I have a fabric to the left of my 0. The 0 is going to ensure that you start off with everything straight. So you put your blade in at an angle so you're not crunching down on your ruler, and you're going to cut off your 0. Now the first cut that they say in the chart for 1 1/4 is the 2½ inch cut. We're only going to do one of these. So we're going to find the 2½, which is already marked with the square. Put it in here and do your 2½ inch cut. Now, if you wanted to keep doing 2½, you would just find your next square and keep going, or any other size that you're doing. But because we're doing the 1/4 inch, what we're going to do is lift up this side and remove the piece that you cut to make it start off straight. And then if you look here, this black dotted line to the left of the 0, that's your 1/4 inch. So you're going to slide the ruler across your fabric so that it's lined up with the side of your fabric. And then you're going to go to your next cut that it says, which is over here at the 1 inch. So we'll find our 1 inch here, cut it here, and then we're done. Now if we needed to keep cutting different sizes or sub-cutting further down, you could do that. When you lift up your ruler, there it is, your 1 1/4 inch cuts, and because we folded it, it's the full width of the fabric, which is great for binding or sashing or any other projects that you're using. Now, every Stripology and every ruler really that Creative Grid makes comes with an instruction packet with the ruler. This one has all the other things that you can do and talks about sub-cutting, if you're doing 9 patches, stuff like that. And then it also how to square up your blocks on the full inch and the half-inch sizes. And both Stripologies come with the 1/4 inch increment directions.